Hello there. Not that anyone probably noticed, but I accidentally took a bit of a hiatus from making videos. Life has been a little manic. Honestly, books are slipping down in my list of priorities, which is really sad to me. But we've just bought a house and we are in the process of doing some things to that before we can move in. So that's taking up a lot of my weekends, which is when I usually make videos. And I don't know whether it's the stress of that or just like, I don't know. I haven't been very well either. But yeah, I've just been wanting to watch television. I think I've said about this in my last few videos. I've just been wanting to watch television instead of pick up a book. But things have kind of reached a point where I'm literally dreading reading, and I don't know what that is. I can't read for more than 10 minutes at a time before I'm reaching for something else. I don't know whether it's just that I'm not any longer in the habit of reading, so my mind can't settle, whether there's too much on my mind, because that as well, I'm finding that when I do sit down and pick up a book, I can't concentrate on it. I just don't know what it is, but I'm taking like a week to finish a 300-page book at the moment, which is just not like me, and it is getting me down because books are my thing. They're what I enjoy doing, and I miss that feeling that I used to have. And I used to love sitting down in the evening and knowing that I had like 2-3 hours of just unbroken reading, and now I can't even sit down with half an hour of unbroken reading without feeling this really uncomfortable boredom, I guess, which is just, it's terrible. Anyway, I thought I would address this by taking part in Dewey's 24-hour readathon next weekend. Now, I knew that October was going to be a really stressful month, and so months ago I wrote Dewey's in my diary as the point where I would finally give myself a chance to relax, and it's finally here next weekend. So that's October the 26th to the 27th. I haven't double checked the time, but if it's like usual, it will be starting at 12 p.m. to 12 p.m. the next day, UK time, and they've got a thing on their website that tells you what time to start in your time zone. Dewey's is, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure everyone knows, Dewey's is a readathon where you read as much as you can in 24 hours. It's my favourite readathon because it's literally just an excuse to get lost in books. Again, I'm feeling a bit funny about it this year. I don't know how it's going to go. I don't feel like, normally I'm really determined that I'm going to read like loads and loads of books and it's going to be really good, and I'm going to, you know, not even make any food. I'm just going to get takeaway and just literally barely even go to the toilet because I'm reading so fast. And this year, honestly, I am taking a more relaxed approach because, as I say, reading is not as much of a priority to me at the moment. However, I'm still hoping that Dewey's will give me an excuse to finally sit down for extended periods and read, and hopefully I will get into the books, because, you know, when you're reading in like half an hour chunks, you don't even get a chance to get into the books, which doesn't help the situation. So I'm hoping that I'll have a chance to get into the book that I'm reading and really enjoy myself. So I'm looking forward to it, although a little, you know, skeptical. Basically, normally what I do is I pick up a lot of short books and sort of kids books and things like that. Books that I know I can get through in 2-3 hours at a time, because I like that forward momentum, and I like the feeling of being able to finish a lot of things in one time. It's a good excuse to get to a lot of books. But this year I think I'm going to go for a slightly different approach, mainly because I don't have that many short books on my shelf at the moment to do that with, but also because I think because of the way that I'm feeling, and because I'm feeling much more relaxed, I probably won't finish anything this Dewey's, and that's fine. I'm not worried about that. But basically, my plan is, at the moment, well, yesterday I picked up The Lacuna by Barbara Kingsolver, because I realised maybe if I pick up some books from my favourite authors, I will really enjoy them. This is a book that Barbara Kingsolver wrote, which I know revolves around the life of Frida Kahlo. I think it's told from the perspective of somebody who was in Frida Kahlo's life, or a fictionalised character in Frida Kahlo's life. So everything about this should tick boxes. It's got Frida Kahlo, it's got Barbara Kingsolver, and the bit that I've read so far is really beautiful in the writing. Again, I was having issues concentrating and I picked it up yesterday, and I mean, this is how bad you can tell that my reading is. So I finished my last book 2 days ago. Admittedly, one of those nights, the night after I finished it, I was out, so I didn't have time to read, but I had all of last night and I read 20 pages and then just watched Shrek. I mean, this is my life right now. So this is a book that is 600 pages long. As I'm filming this, it's Sunday, so it's like just under a week until the readathon. So realistically, I need to finish 100 pages at least of this every day to actually be able to finish it by the readathon. If I haven't finished it by the readathon, then I will just be reading this, and I kind of feel like, based on my track record recently, I might not be finished with it, but so I might be reading this, hopefully not, hopefully I'll have it done beforehand, because I would really like to pick up a book fresh for Dewey's, and the book that I'm planning on reading couldn't really be further from the short books that I usually pick up, and that's The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. It's rather large and the pages are rather thin, and the writing is small, so, but what my thinking is that fantasy books are really good to just get stuck into. You don't need to concentrate on them too much, you don't need to think, they just kind of wash over you, and they're fun and they're exciting, and I think that's exactly what I need from a book at the moment. However, with my reading being so slow, tackling a book that is, let's just see how many pages it is, 993 pages long, probably isn't realistic, but I think if I can get a good chunk of this, like really 500 pages, is that ambitious? Very much so, but you know, okay, if I can get to like 300 pages, I think I'll be happy, which is probably more likely to be the case. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good one because it's going to give me that push forward to get a good start on this and hopefully finish it in a respectable amount of time. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. I think this is a book that I've kind of had it in the back of my mind as being perhaps a good one to read at the moment for a while, and yeah, this gives me an excuse to get to it, so I'm excited. And then I thought I would break up the things because, as I say, I do like the forward momentum of having this constant being able to pick up a new book and being able to finish a lot of things. I've got, now this is slightly embarrassing, but I've got a real backlog of Oh Comely magazines. Now I subscribed to the magazine at the start of the year because I'd heard so many good things, and I thought it was going to be a magazine that I would love, and controversial opinion, it sadly isn't. I think I was hoping that it'd be something else. Like, I think my favourite magazine at the moment is probably Breathe magazine, although even Breathe magazine, I've had copies that I've just not read for months and months and months. I think the problem is that magazines always fall by the wayside for me anyway, but with Oh Comely, I don't know what I was expecting. I think I was, I guess, expecting it to be more like wellness and advice focused, and it's not. It kind of reminds me actually of like that I would perhaps buy as a teenager, where it's looking at like crafty things you can do, and like people who are big in the craft scene at the moment, or people who are big in the fashion world. And obviously it's fantastic because it's got this focus on feminism, but for me the articles just don't really, like, I skip through a lot of them because they don't really strike a chord with me. It's not really what I like in a magazine, you know, so I mean, it's difficult. And there are some really good, I mean, there are good articles in here, but yeah, generally I just don't know. It's not my favourite, so I've been letting the episodes just, or the issues, should I say, just build up, and I've got 3 of them here, and I would like to be able to tackle some of those during Dewey's, maybe reading an article in between chapters or something like that. So that's what I will be reading this Dewey's. Please let me know down below if you're taking part and what you plan to be reading, and also if you have any tips for just getting back into reading. I was thinking about picking up, as I say, with Barbara King's Over, picking up some of my favourites, but actually picking up some of my favourite books. But even they are not, I don't know, they're just not exciting me at the moment. I don't know. Maybe I should just step away, and I'm, you know, inevitably I will come back to reading, but at the moment it's just not really close to my heart. Sad. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Bye.